Hey everyone, welcome to a special edition of AI for Lunch. Today I'm going to do a reaction to the recent privilege speech of Congressman Mark Go. I was actually in Congress yesterday supporting the office of Congressman Mark Go, and they had approached me a few weeks back with the intention of bringing artificial intelligence to the center stage in Congress. This is actually not the first time, for far as I know, that AI has been discussed in Congress. There's at least two or three congressmen who are filing bills. I remember Congressman Ace Barbers was talking about an AI watchdog, while Congressman Mike Tan had two bills. One was looking at the National Center for AI Research and the Philippine Council on AI. So Congressman Mark Go actually is the chair of the Congressional Committee on Higher and Tech Education, and he's taken a very specific route to AI, specifically education. And anyway, so let's get to it. I'll give you the background discussion as the speech progresses.
Please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we recognize Representative Mark Go of the Lone District of Baguio City to avail of the privilege hour.
Is there any objections? Here, here's none. Motion is approved. Representative Mark Go of Baguio City is now recognized. Please proceed.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Speaker, my esteemed colleagues, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I stand on a matter of individual and collective privilege. We are at the dawn of a new era, an era driven by innovation, technology, and the boundless possibilities presented by artificial intelligence.
That's me coming
As
at the
we
back.
gathered here, it is evident that conversations about artificial intelligence have transcended the confines of tech enthusiasts and academia, finding their way into our lives, workplaces, and classrooms. This shift compels us to shed light on this transformative force, to understand its essence, its potential, and the responsibilities that come with its use. Artificial intelligence, often called AI, represents the culmination of human ingenuity, enabling machines to simulate intelligent behavior and execute tasks that once seemed exclusive to human minds. AI's influence is pervasive and undeniable, from autonomous vehicles like Tesla cars to algorithms powering personalized recommendations on our devices like Waze or Netflix. In this discourse, we shall delve into the multifaceted dimensions of AI, exploring its positive contributions while recognizing the potential disruptions it may bring. Similarly, we must acknowledge the possible negative consequences such as job displacement and privacy concerns, which necessitate a prudent and comprehensive approach. Moreover, our educational institutions, the crucible knowledge and innovation, are not exempt from the winds of change brought by AI. Students and teachers find themselves amidst the technological tide, needing to reshape the learning landscape. As we envision the future of how this technology will affect work in the Philippines, AI holds both promises and challenges for our workforce.
I want to give a shout out to Oscar and Mitzi of my team who helped me give the talk points for Congressman Go's speech. Most of it actually came in.
Can enhance productivity, augment decision-making, and create new opportunities, particularly in emerging sectors. Yet, we must be vigilant about potential job displacement and ensure that our citizenry are equipped with the skills to navigate this evolving landscape. While the urgency to regulate AI is recognized, we must proceed with circumspection. Jumping prematurely into regulation without a deep understanding of its nuances could stifle innovation and hinder progress. Our policies must strive.
Yeah, I like that we start with definitions. I mean, I'm always worried when people talk about regulating AI that they don't understand.
facets that extensively, unraveling AI's impact on education, the workforce, and society, so that together we may seek to harness the true potential of artificial intelligence for the betterment of our country. First, it is paramount that we establish a clear understanding of what we mean when we refer to artificial intelligence, no longer confined to the domains of computer science and academia. Artificial intelligence is becoming part of our everyday lives. It deserves to be properly understood in order for us to make the best possible decisions for ourselves and our future. Indeed, many of us have encountered AI without necessarily realizing it. The digital companions that guide us through traffic via apps like Waze, the convenience of ride-hailing services like Grab, and the personalized content recommendation on platforms such as YouTube all owe their capabilities to artificial intelligence.
Ba- AI is basically the internet on steroids. It's not just passive information, but information that actually has sort of agency. And I think it's hard for people to appreciate this. So I'm happy that Congressman's taking the time to lay it out and explain it.
The systems operating silently in the background exemplify the application of AI in our contemporary world. Thus, proposing sweeping regulation on AI as a whole would be imprudent and counterproductive. In the past, AI was the province of specialized experts requiring a deep knowledge of disciplines like mathematics, data science, and programming. Yet the landscape has evolved dramatically, marking a turning point with the emergence of transformative innovations like ChatGPT in November of 2022.
I think many people are still grappling with this democratization, that anyone can just access a chatbot and do things with it. Even people who are already doing it aren't realizing just how much of a breakthrough this is. And I have to admit, I talked about this in some other conversations. Data science, software development is still relatively elitist in terms of skills, and tech privilege is a big deal. And I like that Congressman Mark Go is he's breaking this down as a major point.
Prior to this pivotal juncture, AI primarily took the forms of what is known as discriminative AI. To illustrate this concept, consider the technology identifying whether an image contains a cat or a dog. Discriminative AI excels at discerning between distinct categories, enabling it to classify and label with remarkable accuracy. However, the tide turned with the accent of generative AI, particularly exemplified by large language models. Unlike the discriminative AI, which focuses on classification, generative AI creates, generates, and produces content. The contrast between the two is akin to a puzzle solver, discriminative AI, and an artist crafting a masterpiece, generative AI.
I also want to highlight that although generative AI is top level use of it is content related, I think most of us haven't really reflected on how much of our day-to-day lives and even our work is content dependent. So that's I think something to think about.
Generative AI, which uses large language models, the heart of our contemporary discussions, holds the remarkable ability to let us humans communicate with it using language in a manner that utilizes our own everyday words. This paradigm shift has effectively dismantled the barriers to entry that once necessitated a formidable foundation in disciplines such as mathematics, data science, logic, and programming.
Still amazing how many people want to gatekeep AI up to now. Like, okay, you can't be into AI unless you've done this first. That's completely a myth.
Now, the gateway to AI engagement is becoming increasingly accessible to individuals across diverse domains of knowledge. In essence, The rise of generative AI that uses large language models heralds a new era of inclusivity and accessibility in artificial intelligence. The power to interact with machines in a familiar linguistic fashion empowers the general public, democratizing the benefits of AI and fostering a more integrated and participatory future. In a matter of jobs, AI's journey is akin to the transformative epochs of the past, much like the advent of the Internet era. Just as the Internet gave rise to entirely new avenues of employment, birthing professions like web and app developers, e-commerce entrepreneurs, and online marketeers. It is not unlikely that we now stand on the precipice of a similar phenomenon.
This is something many people also don't realize is it's far easier to speculate on jobs that we can lose, and it's harder to speculate on jobs that we could gain. It's always been the case with printing press, with the internet, with the personal computer, and now with AI.
It is conceivable that AI will usher in a wave of noble roles and opportunities that are yet to be envisaged. However, as history has shown us, progress is a double sword edge.
I was thinking deeply when I heard that. It was completely unintentional, but I think the term double-sworded edge can be quite appropriate. In other words, there's that means AI can affect us in many ways, including the positive and the negative. So yeah, I'm keeping the term. I mean, I'll take the term. I think it's actually quite appropriate.
Just new doors open, some existing ones may close. We can quickly think that certain vocations will undergo obsolescence in the wake of AI's advance. Those affected by this paradigm shift will be faced with the challenge of upskilling and reskilling, a commitment we must ensure to fulfill. In our educational institutions, a discourse has emerged fueled by both curiosity and skepticism. Some have expressed concerns about AI, such as the ChatGPT's potential facilitation of cheating, a valid point of consideration as those tools have been trained on a vast knowledge base that appears capable of answering quite complex questions. Yet, let us not overlook the potential for knowledge compression. Imagine the aspiring law student of today grappling with an ever-expanding repository of legal cases. The demand for comprehensive study grows as time brings an accumulation of essential cases. Here, AI presents itself as a potential ally. This tool can aid in the meticulous dissection of this knowledge, streamlining the educational journey and empowering students to navigate the complexities of their chosen field. In our quest to understand AI's impact on artistry, we find ourselves grappling with issues that redefine the boundaries of creativity and intellectual property. Generative AI can craft images that evoke wonder and awe. Yet, with this realm of creative expression, copyright concerns emerge. Generative AI tools such as Stable Diffusion and Mid-Journey possess the remarkable ability to produce visual artworks. However, the machines have been trained on the works of other artists.
You notice also in the art space, it's the same challenge, gatekeeping, elitism, and then you have this disruptive technology. I mean, photographers for a long time were not considered artists, about 100 years. And then remember when Photoshop became popular, that was also kind of frowned upon. Now both are considered staples.
This reality births complex ethical and legal quandaries as the line between inspiration and appropriation becomes blurred. But there is a contrasting facet to this artistic narrative. Those who have been previously deprived of the opportunity to cultivate their artistic prowess, be it due to circumstance or lack of resources, now find themselves poised to explore their creative exploration. The canvas of artistic expression and imagination has been open to all. Let us be reminded how photography in the past also stood at the gate of artistic debate.
Exactly.
Drawing closer to our own shores, we confront a division that resonates deeply. The potential to increase the digital divide is at stake. AI's prowess in augmenting productivity and bestowing convenience upon those who wield it is undeniable. However, the fulcrum upon which AI pivots, internet connectivity, casts shadows of disparity. In the enclaves of our nation, where connectivity is a scarce resource, the potential benefits of AI remain obscure, leaving our fellow citizens at a disadvantage.
This is really the linchpin. If we can't fix the connectivity issue, AI may actually prove to be an aggravation to the existing divide. So I like that the congressman brings this up. It should certainly be a big discussion on how to democratize internet connectivity across the entire country if we want AI to make a massive impact.
This digital asymmetry is a stark reminder of the infrastructural gaps we must address as we navigate the age of AI. Yet, in the pursuit of progress, there is a sphere where AI's power is harnessed for malevolent ends, that is, disinformation. In the wrong hands, AI can scalp deceptive narratives, forging convincing facades of truth, voices, images, even videos. Duplicitous facsimiles blur the lines between authenticity and deceit.
Disinformation and climate remain two of the, for me, existing dystopias for AI. I can't see a light at the end of the tunnel yet. And it's good that the congressman is highlighting at least especially the disinformation front. This is going to matter deeply once we start spreading the skills around.
The challenge of discerning fact from fabrication amplifies, underscoring the need to ethical boundaries and vigilant oversight. These possibilities and challenges stand before us, emblematic of the complexities that arise from AI's march. As we contemplate these disruptions, it is our duty as custodians of the future to weigh these considerations with the utmost care, treading the path of AI's progress with ethical stewardship. Education must be the solution. Education must be at the forefront of artificial intelligence. I invite, therefore, everyone to turn our attention to education and its relationship with the evolving landscape of artificial intelligence.
It's going to be interesting to see how this stacks up with kind of all the existing challenges we have with education, our declining rankings, the lack of teachers. So yeah, maybe the renewed push on AI education may be part of the pill that solves all of the other existing education challenges.
A clear imperative emerges to empower, enlighten, and prepare our people for the future shaped by AI. An inspiring example of that comes from Finland, which embarked on a visionary journey even before generative AI became a centric topic. Finland committed to training 1% of its population in the basics of AI. This commitment was fulfilled with an online course called Elements of AI, created by the University of Helsinki and consulting firm Reactor.
So there are about 5 million Finns. So 1% is about 50,000, which is roughly the same as Project Sparta's enrollment. And obviously, to do well, they were very good at it. So they did it 2019 to 2020 very quickly. Now their mission is to train 1% of Europeans. So the EU, about half a billion people. So yeah, it's about 5 million Europeans to be trained in AI as an offshoot of that initiative.
This democratizing initiative was open to all, extending the opportunity to grasp all AI fundamentals to anyone willing to upscale themselves. This aspiration is grounded in a strong belief AI should not remain exclusive to elite programmers. It should be accessible to all, regardless of background. The objective is not just knowledge, but to allow everyone to explore AI's potential, viewing it as a tool for everyday life. At the heart of this noble initiative lies a profound truth. AI should empower, not intimidate. It should strengthen, not threaten. This is a call to make AI's potential accessible, removing jargon and complexity and presenting it as a tool for everyone.
So democratization means everyone. Doesn't mean just people who have certain degrees or people who are coming from certain disciplines. Unfortunately, the way data science played out, I have to admit, is it inherited a lot of the bad habits, primarily from academia. And in private sector, the adoption hasn't really been that good for data science. So hopefully AI, which actually is kind of overlaps with data science a lot, will be really democratic.
Today, with all the developments and newfound possibilities in the sector, we must ask ourselves, should we not strive to educate 1% of Filipinos in the language of artificial intelligence? Our nation holds vast untapped potential with minds capable of shaping the future. This is a question we cannot ignore. A study conducted by Microsoft has shed light on a pivotal paradigm shift in the realm of work. AI aptitude is becoming an essential attribute for every employee, just as the internet and personal computers are integral parts of our work lives. That study suggests that AI will also operate as our AI co-pilots. Leaders participating in the study emphasized the importance of employees mastering the art of leveraging AI, crafting effective prompts, evaluating creative output, and ensuring bias-free outcomes. As AI redefines the work landscape, a new pattern emerges: human AI collaboration with the ability to iterably engage with AI becoming a critical skill for all employees. Interestingly, AI tools are poised to be allies in this dynamic. Instead of evoking fears of job displacement, the study's insights reveal a fascinating revelation. Employees are more inclined to embrace AI to alleviate their workload than to fret about job loss.
I talked about this Microsoft survey before. 7 out of 10 are going to be happy for AI to help them with their burnout, while 5 out of 10 were also worried about their job. So it's a slightly more encouraging picture than what people would like to paint.
While 49% express concerns about AI replacing jobs, 70%
Yeah, there you go.
express a readiness to delegate tasks to AI, aiming to lighten their burdens. Furthermore, the study underscores that business leaders exhibit a preference twice as much for increasing employee productivity over reducing headcount when contemplating the value of AI in the workplace. The notion of reducing headcount emerged with the lowest significance, hinting at a viewpoint that sees it as a last resort to achieve organizational goals. Drawing for another study conducted by scholars from Stanford Digital Economy Lab and MIT, we unearthed a distinctive insight. This study explored the impact of generative AI's assistance in a call center setting. Notably, it revealed that the most substantial performance improvements were experienced by less skilled or novice workers rather than those who were highly skilled or seasoned.
I talked about this second survey as well. So the net gain was about 14%, and better job satisfaction, lower turnover, better customer satisfaction. but the 14% was not equally distributed. The newer agents, the less skilled agents felt a more dramatic lift in their productivity, while the super agents were just marginally affected. I guess the point was, with AI, you all your agents are brought up to the level of the super agents, and now you need to, in a way, find a modified way of incentivizing them, because everyone will basically be performing at the same level.
A compelling narrative emerged, one where generative AI technology serves as a bridge, enabling the less skilled to elevate their proficiency rather than further accentuating skill gaps. This representation proposes the establishment of a 1% AI educational program
This is it.
modeled after Finland's pioneering initiative. Our goal is to educate 1 million Filipino citizens in the realm of artificial intelligence. Drawing inspiration from the Development Academy of the Philippines project Sparta, dedicated to data and analytics.
I guess it has to be said, the Sparta was a joint effort. The AP was the implementing agency, AAP, including us, contributed to the content, and DOST provided the funding.
We propose the creation of a similar endeavor tailored to AI education. This program will empower individuals across diverse backgrounds to grasp the essentials of AI, bringing the gap and nurturing a workforce equipped to harness its potential. In the light of the Gobi Court's Tale of Talent in Tech 2022 report, which illuminates the pivotal role of talent availability in driving venture funding, we acknowledge the Philippines' current position at the tail end of the spectrum. As Singapore and Israel, countries with populations of less than 10 million people, surge ahead in venture capital investment as a percentage of their GDP, we envision a transformative future for the Philippines.
So the Philippines, in that report, if I'm not mistaken, was less than 0.25% of total population was tech talent. I think that's actually a little understated, but I think they had a very simple criteria. Now with 1 million Filipinos, that's an easy additional 1% on the tech talent, and that can be very transformative.
By educating an additional 1 million individuals in AI, we have the potential to reshape our nation's technological landscape, catalyzing innovation and igniting a surge in venture funding that mirrors our regional counterparts. My next proposition entails the creation of a grant facility for AI research, encompassing the academia and startups. This grant facility will catalyze innovation and nurturing a dynamic environment where AI research thrives. Additionally, this facility will extend support to private higher education institutions, state universities and colleges, and local colleges and universities, enabling them to undertake impactful AI projects and cultivate the capacity to provide comprehensive AI education. Through these grants, we can aspire to foster a rich pool of knowledge, enabling our institutions to drive cutting-edge advancements and cultivate a robust AI ecosystem. Pursuing these proposals, we take decisive action and steps towards a future where AI is harnessed responsibly. Education is democratized and innovation is nurtured. By embarking on this transformative journey, we lay the foundation for a Philippines that stands at the forefront of AI progress, poised to seize the opportunities ahead, ensuring that every Filipino in this country is stable or is able to harness AI towards the betterment of his or her life. Again, thank you very much at magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat.
I guess it also has to be said that the research grant is open to startups, or at least it will benefit startups also. Because to be fair, there are existing grants. DOST does it, the PSHERD via PSHERD. It all goes to schools. And yeah, certainly schools need support in promoting AI. We need to train teachers as part of the 1 million, not just students, also career shifters moving from their respective domains into an AI powered domain. So that's all part and parcel. But going back on the grant, I think part of the intention will be startups that can prototype and launch these products immediately as opposed to going through the usual route, no, in academia. We need the academia to power innovation in terms of new technologies and also to divorce dependency on the US. So anyway, at least those are my ideas about how this grant can progress.
Thank you, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to recognize our colleague from the Kabataan Party List, Honorable Raul Manuel, for a brief manifestation.
So it's
Honorable
not
Manuel of
necessarily
the Kabataan Party List is recognized.
an interpellation,
Thank you,
more of
Mr.
a
Speaker.
manifestation.
I appreciate that the speech of our CHTE chairperson and Representative Mark Go has stirred discussion on artificial intelligence here in our plenary session. Yung speech po niya, hopefully, ay nag-spark sa atin ng interest para talaga aralin yung magiging implications ng artificial intelligence. Hindi pwedeng mag-lag behind tayo sa paano natin haharapin ang maraming doors na binubukas nitong artificial intelligence. Nung nabanggit po yung tungkol sa job displacement, ako din po na-realize ko, actually, Mr. Speaker, hindi naman sana magiging problema yung job displacement dahil sa pagdating ng artificial intelligence kung yung magiging approach po natin is that we use the products of artificial intelligence hindi para mag-lay off ng mga workers, pero actually pagaanin yung load ng ating mga workers. Pwedeng yung dating ginagawa nila ay hindi na mag-take ng mas maraming oras, ibig sabihin mas pwede silang bigyan ng more leaves, pwede silang mas makapagpahinga, makapag-redistribute ng kanilang mga gawain kaysa may ilan sa kanila na i-lay off. Also, na-raise po yung questions on privacy at very valid question po yon. Magandang na-point out din ng ating CHTE chairperson. Ngayon po, nandyan pa rin yung big tech companies na sa totoo lang ay hindi pa rin talaga maaasahan when it comes to respecting the privacy of people and how they effectively handle data that comes into them.
That's a little harsh, but for me, the big problem is really the monopolization of the AI. Obviously, that compounds with what Honorable Manuel is bringing up in terms of the lack of transparency and the kind of flippant nature to privacy that these companies have.
Kaya very valid yung concern na nabanggit. Kaya ang bottom line, Mr. Speaker, who will own the products of artificial intelligence and who gets to decide what AI can do and what AI should do. And also on education, lalo na po bilang isang kabataan din, dahil usually concerned din kapag yung mga kabataan ay gumagamit ng AI sa kanilang mga assignments at sa kanilang mga dapat isubmit sa paaralan. Ang ating paniniwala naman, Mr. Speaker, actually it's not on the part of the students na parang mali pa na natutunan nila paano gamitin yung innovations ng AI. Ito actually ay pressure sa ating educational system paano mas mag-deviate na mula sa traditional requirements, mula sa traditional assessment and grading schemes. Ibig sabihin, pinapwersa yung ating sistema sa edukasyon na mag-keep up din. Dahil
You know, I echo this sentiment. I was telling some of my colleagues in academe that the fact that ChatGPT has disrupted your curriculum, for me, is a sign that the curriculum needs to be radically changed rather than ban the chatbot per se. I mean, what are we really preparing students for by rote memorization and doing these essays that don't really discuss the salient points that basically it's recycled knowledge, and AI is all about generating ideas from that knowledge. So it's really inevitable that the education disruption will happen.
yung mga kabataan natin ay nakakapag-keep up na in the first place. So, yeah, with that, I end my manifestation, Mr. Chair, and thank you sa ating kagalang-galang na colleague.
Nice.
Thank you very much, Napakaganda po ng inyong binanggit at it really is very important that we start talking about artificial intelligence so that we can really address possible negative impact that it might arise as a result of this. But let me assure you, as I have indicated here, that our main intention really is to use AI so that we can upskill our people, and at the same time be able to improve productivity, innovation, more jobs for our people. And these are basically the objectives of this presentation of AI today. And truly, being the chair of the Committee on Higher and Technical Education and being representative of the Kabataan Party List, we can partner in ensuring that this happens in our country, Mr. Speaker, our interpellator.
Nicely done.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no other interpellators or manifestations, I move that we refer the speech of Representative Go to the Committee on Rules and the interpellations as well.
Is there any objection? Chair hears none. Motion's approved.
So that was it. All in all, it was a very educational experience for me. First time to sit in Congress during a plenary session with speeches. There were several other speeches as well. And there were many bills that were being spoken about. First, were being read. And Deputy Speaker Recto here would be referring it to the appropriate committee. Really busy day in Congress yesterday and quite educational. I also found it interesting that whenever you have these privileged speeches and people have interpellations, the role of speech is very crucial. You know, the role of language. So someone's like one or two sentence, soundbite could become a law or a policy in the coming weeks and months. Anyway, so yeah, that was it. So the privilege speech is done. The work to be done in the next few weeks will be crafting the bill. I actually plan to supply my talk points there, and I welcome inputs from everyone, particularly on those two strategies: training 1% of Filipinos in AI, and also launching this AI research grant, dedicated research grant facility for startups and schools on how we can best maximize AI for national development, nation building, economic development, and certainly something that I will be bringing up in my future conversations with people. But in the meantime, that's it for this special edition of AI for Lunch. It's been rather quiet on the AI for Lunch scene lately. I've been focusing more on the AI conversations. But please stay tuned. I'll be coming up with new formats very soon. And in the meantime, I hope you enjoy your lunch. I'll catch you later.